6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister has called upon the United Nations Secretary General for the implementation of Security Council resolutions on Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan and Kuwait have agreed to enhance bilateral cooperation in diverse fields. The President says Pakistan is committed to promoting sustainable, environment-friendly transportation system. Joint manufacturing plant of Belarus tractor will be established in Pakistan. 53 Palestinians have been martyred in the unabated Israeli attacks on Gaza. Pakistan beat Sri Lanka by 5-1 in the South Asian Football Federation Under-17 Championship at Thimphu in Bhutan today. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif has called on the United Nations Secretary General to use his good offices for the implementation of the relevant United Nations Security Council resolutions on Jammu and Kashmir and ensuring the right to inalienable right of self-determination of Kashmiris. He was talking to the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly session in New York today. Briefing the Secretary General on the situation in Jammu and Kashmir, Shahbaz Sharif underscored Pakistan's serious concerns over India's egregious actions in the occupied valley and stressed upon the need to resolve the dispute to ensure lasting peace and stability in South Asia. The Prime Minister also condemned Israel's genocidal campaign against the Palestinians and called for an immediate and unconditional ceasefire. He urged the international community to hold Israel accountable. He reaffirmed Pakistan's support for the establishment of a viable and sovereign state of Palestine. Pakistan and Kuwait have affirmed to closely collaborate bilaterally as well as on regional and global issues of mutual interest. This development was reached at a meeting between the Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif and the Crown Prince of the State of Kuwait Sheikh Sabah Al Khalid Al Hamd Al Mubarak As Sabah on the sidelines of the 79th United Nations General Assembly session in New York. The two leaders reviewed the entire spectrum of bilateral relations, ranging from political, economic, and defense cooperation to people exchanges. In his remarks, the Prime Minister affirmed the long-standing cordial relations between the two brotherly countries and expressed Pakistan's keenness to further strengthen these ties. Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif also held a meeting with the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan in New York. Both the leaders agreed to further strengthen mutually beneficial cooperation in trade, investment, defense and security domains. The two leaders assessed preparations for the upcoming 7th session of Pakistan-Turkey High-Level Strategic Cooperation Council to be held in Islamabad in the near future. They also discussed regional and global developments, especially the ongoing genocide and the dire humanitarian situation in Gaza. They called for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza and an end of hostilities. The Prime Minister appreciated Turkey's firm and consistent support for the oppressed people of the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. During the meeting, President Erdogan expressed his admiration for Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif's economic policies, which have played a crucial role in stabilizing Pakistan's economy. The President, Asif Ali Zardari, has reiterated Pakistan's commitment to promote the creation of safe, sustainable, efficient and environment-friendly transportation system. Addressing through a video link the Global Sustainable Transport Forum 2024 being held in Beijing, he said Pakistan would work closely with China to achieve the goals of sustainable development that would usher in an era of peace and prosperity. The president apprised the forum that Pakistan has introduced pink buses specifically for women to provide a safe, comfortable, and accessible mode of public transportation. He further underlined that rural accessibility to all weather roads in Pakistan had witnessed significant improvement, reaching 92%. He noted that improved rural accessibility could potentially contribute to promoting sustainable development as well as providing essential services to the rural population. A joint manufacturing plant of Belarus tractor will be established in Pakistan. An understanding to this effect was reached during a meeting between the Minister for Industry and Production Rana Tanveer Hussain and a Belarusian delegation that called on him in Islamabad today. The Belarusian deputy ministers for agriculture and industry were also part of the delegation. Besides, the two sides agreed on a joint venture for the production of vaccines in Pakistan, as well as training and capacity building of agricultural engineers in machinery designing. Belarus will also establish agricultural machinery testing centers in Pakistan and also wants to set up plants for veterinary medicines. Speaking on the occasion, Rana Tanveer Hussain said Pakistan wants to promote bilateral cooperation with Belarus in the fields of industry, agriculture, and livestock. He said Pakistani fruits should be given access to the Belarusian market. He further said Pakistan is ready to facilitate investment in veterinary medicines. This is Radio Pakistan. The coordinator to the Prime Minister on National Health Services, Dr. Malik Mukhtar Ahmed, has said the government aims to position Pakistan as a major producer of pharmaceutical products. Addressing Pharma Export Summit in Islamabad today, he said the path forward is to create an ecosystem that nurtures innovation and drives sustainable growth of pharma industry. The coordinator on National Health Services said the government is taking keen interest in developing pharma industry. Dr. Malik Mukhtar Ahmed said pharma industry of Pakistan has evolved significantly over the past few decades, contributing to local healthcare needs and economic development. He said the country has seen a marked increase in both local production and exports of pharmaceutical industry. The Chinese ambassador to Pakistan, Chiang Sai-tong, called on the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz President Mohammad Nawaz Sharif and the Punjab Chief Minister Maryam Nawaz Sharif in Lahore today. They discussed ways to enhance cooperation in technology, business and investment. During the meeting, the Chief Minister Punjab Maryam Nawaz Sharif proposed establishing a special China economic zone to encourage Chinese investment. She said various incentives will be offered to investors. She also expressed her desire to utilize China's expertise in dairy production and agriculture. The Chinese ambassador proposed expanding cultivation of hybrid seed in the Punjab and offered to train 1,000 Pakistani farmers in modern farming techniques and water-efficient practices. At least 53 Palestinians have been martyred across the Gaza Strip in the Israeli attacks on their homes and shelters. China has said it successfully launched an intercontinental ballistic missile carrying a dummy warhead into the Pacific Ocean. Beijing's defense ministry said the missile was launched this morning and fell into the expected sea area, and the test launch was routine and part of its annual training. In Sudan, the death toll has increased to 433 after Sudanese authorities declared cholera an epidemic last month. The Sudanese Health Ministry said the total number of infections has risen to 14,000, where downpour and flooding since June have triggered the outbreak. And now, football. In the South Asian Football Federation Under-17 Football Championship, Pakistan defeated Sri Lanka by 5-1 at Thimphu in Bhutan today. The provincial disaster management authorities of the Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa have issued alerts about rains in the provinces from tomorrow. According to the provincial disaster management authorities, strong winds and thunder showers are expected across various districts of both the provinces from tomorrow and will continue till Tuesday. And finally, the weather. Hot and humid weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, windstorm, rain and thunderstorm is expected in Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Potawar region, Kashmir and surrounding areas during evening and night. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.